We have a huge update around the crypto reserve and what President Trump is going to do with Bitcoin and altcoins like XRP, Cardano, and Solana. I'll give you the details on what Howard Lutnick had to say. And a Nasdaq listed company is about to buy Ethereum as we see expansion beyond Bitcoin. And there's a lot of updates around the White House Crypto Summit that is coming up this Friday. I'll give you the details. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, we are seeing Bitcoin on the move. It is back over $91,000 again. And the validation for this move is the RSI. As I've been telling you guys, Bitcoin was super oversold and the only direction left to go was up, right? These sellers became exhausted. Now, obviously, we got that incredible fake out with the Trump announcement about the crypto reserve on Sunday. So that kind of threw a monkey wrench in the whole system. But since then, Bitcoin has been slowly and steadily moving up, going at a normal recovery pace. And of course, you can see it is above the trend line, the 200-day moving average, which is what we've been watching closely to see if it was going to hold that trend line and keep going. And it is, guys. So this is a very good sign. Now, as always, I want the market to continue to confirm this and prove itself because we could get faked out again. We've seen this time and time again. This is just the normal volatility in the market, and we don't want to get too caught up in the micro because we on this podcast look at the macro. Because if you are too caught up in the daily and the hourly, you're going to get wrecked. You're going to get impatient. You're going to get discouraged. But if you're looking at the macro, guys, the macro shows where we have come from and where we're going. This bull market's not over, and we have a bull off top to head to this year. So it's very important to exercise patience here. And if you look at the Bitcoin monthly chart, continues to look bullish. The monthly RSI also not flagging that the top is in. And you see a green candle is forming here on the chart, despite the red candle that took place in January into February. So guys, we're on track, nothing deviating here. And here is a massive bullish sign. Look at this DXY chart. Major dump happening, red candle after red candle. As I've been sharing with you guys over the past week, the DXY started breaking down, different analysts calling for it to continue to break down. Now it's going to find bounces on its way down. For example, its RSI is nearing the oversold zone. So you can see a bit of a cool off here and a little bit of a bounce, but the trend is downwards, meaning it's going to continue to break down. Nothing goes down in a straight line and nothing goes up in a straight line. I hope you guys understand that. And here's another positive sign. You look at the S&P 500, you're seeing a bounce there. You look at the Nasdaq, you're seeing a bounce there. Both are also near the oversold zone. So you see what's happening here, guys, also bouncing off the 200-day moving average. So it's funny how this all works, right? But what's driving all this is global liquidity. Global liquidity has been on the rise and all assets follow global liquidity. So the more currency that is printed, the more debasement that is happening globally, it's sending asset prices higher. And look at this. We got a report here that China has a new fiscal and monetary stimulus. And of course, they're printing. China has ramped up fiscal and monetary stimulus on Wednesday, pledging increased efforts to boost consumption and mitigate the effects of an escalating trade war with the United States. Such central bank stimulus measures often lead to increased liquidity, which can spill over into various risk assets, including Bitcoin. Guys, it's the same thing over and over. Here in the United States, they're going to raise the debt ceiling again. They're going to have to go back to money printing, quantitative easing. They may call it something different this time around. Doesn't matter. All central banks have to do this because it is the fiat money system. There's no way around it. And yes, they go through cycles of quantitative tightening where they pull liquidity out to cool inflation because the genesis of inflation is from money printing. So they go through these boom and bust cycles. We left a bust cycle of 2022 and we've been in a bull market since. And the Fed has been on the path to a looser monetary policy, pausing rate hikes, now cutting rates, and then they're going to have to service the debt by printing, guys. All of this is very good for crypto and even the stock market. So I hope you understand what's happening here. So when in doubt, zoom out. We are seeing some positive signs. I'm not saying we're going to skyrocket to 120,000 by next week. Don't get me wrong. There will be volatility, right? It's going to be a chop, but then comes the parabolic moves like we saw in November and December. So you just got to be patient. All right, guys, let's go into some news. We got further confirmation of who's going to be attending the White House Crypto Summit on Friday, which will be historic. It's the first ever crypto summit. And of course, a lot of industry players are going to be there. We got confirmation that Robinhood CEO Vlad will be there. Kraken CEO Michael Saylor, of course, Brian Armstrong, Coinbase CEO, Sergey Nazarov of Chainlink, Kyle Samani of Multicoin Capital, Zach Witkoff, co-founder of World Liberty Financial, JP Richardson, the CEO of Exodus, Matt Huang of Paradigm, David Bailey, CEO of Bitcoin Magazine. This is being reported by Eleanor Terrett, and she said the Winklevoss twins of Gemini will also be there. Now, Cointelegraph also had a list, and they said Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse is going to be there. I did not see it on Eleanor Terrett's list, but it's TBD. Some people are saying Charles Hoskinson is supposed to be invited, but he's apparently not going to be there. I don't know. So we have to wait and see for the final list. But look, a lot of big players and industry CEOs are going to be there. So this is really good for the industry and how the United States government and the crypto industry is going to work together moving forward and getting legislation and clarity through. So very bullish. Now, some people have been asking, will this be live streamed? I'm not sure yet. They haven't released details. Probably not. You know, some of this may be closed door. Maybe there's a photo op, right? They show all of them together, meeting with the president, but I don't think they're going to live stream anything. And I'll try to get you guys the takeaways. I will be traveling on Friday over and into the weekend. So I'll try my best to report what's going on. Now, today there was a really important crypto meeting. Eleanor Terrett of Fox Business said this afternoon, a group of House Republicans, including Tom Emmer and Brian Steele, hosted a crypto power lunch to discuss digital asset policy initiatives and legislation. Attendees included representatives from crypto trade organizations like the Blockchain Association, the Digital Chamber, Paradigm, A16Z, CoinFlip, Coinbase, Anchorage, and Digital Currency Group. And just yesterday, guys, we heard that Tom Emmer and Richie Torres, who's a Democrat, formed the Blockchain or Crypto Caucus. So this is awesome, guys. We are seeing so much progress and amazing collaboration with the government and much more. So really, really great stuff here. Now, quick word from our sponsor, and that is BitGo, which is one of the top tier crypto custodians in the industry. BitGo has been through many bull and bear market cycles. They're headed up by Mike Belshi, who's a Web 1.0 and 2.0 legend. BitGo is trusted by many of the big brands and companies in the industry, such as 21 Shares, which issues Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, Pantera Capital, that's Dan Moorhead's hedge fund, SWI, the token project, and Bitstamp Exchange. And BitGo provides a lot of great services like wallet services, liquidity, and all the trading and custody features one could ask for. They also have a retail platform where you can buy, sell, and trade crypto. You can even stake your crypto. And of course, you're going to get tier 1 security here. And they have a great self-hosted wallet that you can try out as well. They support a lot of tokens, guys, so you can get access to a lot of cryptocurrencies on this platform. So if you'd like to learn more, go to bitgo.com. Link will be in the description. Okay, guys, big updates around the US crypto reserve. We know that Donald Trump on Sunday tweeted out or shared on Truth Social that altcoins will be added to the crypto reserve. In addition to Bitcoin, you will have Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and Cardano. However, there's been a lot of controversy, a lot of fighting among industry folks. And today we got updates from Howard Lutnick, who's part of the Trump administration. So Bitcoin to be treated differently from altcoins in the US crypto reserve, says Howard Lutnick. Let me give you guys the details. Here's a quote. The president definitely thinks that there's a Bitcoin strategic reserve, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said. Now there will be the question of how. How do we handle the other cryptocurrencies? And I think the model is going to be announced on Friday when we do that. So at the White House Crypto Summit, we could hear the exact details. I think what they may do is create the Bitcoin reserve as planned, as the bill was put together by Senator Lummis. And then with the sovereign wealth fund that they announced they would also create, that would be used to invest in the altcoins. That is what I think is going to happen, but we'll have to wait and see what they decide to do. But looks like we're going to hear something big coming out of this summit, guys. This is really great. And Lutnick also said the following: a Bitcoin strategic reserve is something the president's interested in. He spoke about it during the campaign trail, and I think you're going to see it be executed on Friday. Lutnick said, so Bitcoin is one thing, and then the other currencies, the other crypto tokens, I think, will be treated differently, positively, but differently. So reading between the lines here, once again, I think Bitcoin Reserve is a separate thing, and then the Sovereign Wealth Fund may be used to invest in these altcoins, but TBD, guys. But I think a lot of people are going to be paying attention on Friday to see what are the takeaways from this summit. Now, the Bitcoin Reserve is making a lot of progress among states within the US. We saw a lot of them been voting, pushing it through their House and then to the Senate. Now, some have rejected it. Don't get me wrong. This is still a very new concept to many people. But look at this. Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Bill has been placed on notice of intent for today. So really big. I think the crypto-friendly states like Texas and others will most likely pass it. It won't be all of the states, of course, right? It's going to be crawl, walk, run, and we just need one, and then maybe two, and then the other dominoes are going to fall. Game theory will play out here, and then on the federal level, if this is happening on the federal level, it will make it easy for many states to do this. So things are moving ahead. Now, some interesting news around Ethereum, guys. A publicly listed company on the Nasdaq by the name of BioNexus Gene Lab has approved Ethereum as its primary treasury asset. This is interesting. We've been seeing a lot of companies add Bitcoin to their balance sheet. Some have added Bitcoin and Ethereum, but the majority have been Bitcoin following Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy, or I should say strategies blueprint. So now they're going beyond that and going to Ethereum. I told you guys, right? I've been saying this for years that it'll start with Bitcoin, but they'll go to other assets. And I think they'll do a basket, especially as there's more clarity now with the SEC and all these cases getting dropped, and there's ETFs launched. And then you have the president of the United States talking about these assets, XRP, Solana, Cardano. So we could see XRP, Cardano, and these other assets be added to balance sheets as well, guys, because it's as Paul Tudor Jones said, Bitcoin and crypto is the fastest horse in the race. Yes, you can put gold, you can put real estate, you can do stocks, but Bitcoin and crypto are outperforming all those things, right? So don't be surprised if you see more companies go beyond Bitcoin and add altcoins. Very bullish, in my opinion. Now, early Solana backer Foundation Capital raises $600 million for its 11th fund. We continue to see a ton of capital flowing into this crypto industry. And these folks are buying both the tokens and investing in the companies building the infrastructure of the market. So Foundation Capital has raised $600 million for Fund 11 to continue backing early stage startups. The early Solana backers' new fund will target crypto, fintech, and enterprise AI investments. Folks, I hope you see what's happening here. The activities that were happening in Web 2 and Web 1.0 are happening now for Web 3 with crypto and also AI. And obviously, crypto is really carrying the mantle of Web 3 in the way we move and transact with each other on the web. So you are seeing a lot of capital coming in. It's interesting, you have a lot of these TradFi hedge funds and VCs. They're now either fully going into crypto or they're launching a separate arm of their business that's dedicated to crypto. And I've told you guys a lot about them over the years. Obviously, A16Z is the biggest and well-known. There's Brevin Howard and lots of big names. They are getting involved in crypto, and they have to. They will look like idiots if they don't. This is the future. And as we continue to get more clarity from the government, these folks are going to jump all in. There's a lot of capital still sitting on the sidelines, just waiting for that clarity. Just look at what happened with the ETFs, right? Before the ETFs, a lot of these firms on Wall Street couldn't touch crypto directly. The SEC, SOB 121 was blocking them and much more. But now the shackles are off and they're going to go all in. Now we have updates here from Coinbase. Coinbase eyes tokenized securities as crypto regulations shift under Trump administration. Guys, as we've talked about for years, everything will be running on the blockchain, real estate, stocks, everything will be tokenized. The markets and the economy will be running on blockchain, and it will be 24/7, 365. I've often said no more opening or closing bell. No more weekends closed, holidays closed. The markets will run 24/7, fractionalization. And obviously, because of the blockchain, you can have more efficient markets and markets can expand to be truly global. The only truly global asset class right now, guys, believe it or not, is crypto. Because anywhere in the world, you have internet connection. You can buy a fraction of Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, whatever it may be. It doesn't matter where you're at. Not everyone around the world can access the New York Stock Exchange, and especially they can't access it on weekend or it's not 24/7. Crypto is so. You're gonna see all of these things move to the blockchain. That's why Larry Fink told you guys. He said it. The future of finance is tokenization, guys. So let me give you some details here. Coinbase Chief Financial Officer Alessia Haas expressed optimism about renewed discussions with the SEC's crypto task force, which could potentially allow the company to introduce a security token and international crypto products to the US market. So this is a very smart move by Coinbase, right? And we know they're partnered with BlackRock. BlackRock's using them for custody and all these things. So get ahead of the curve here. Go tokenize some of those stocks and different commodities and things like that and trade them internationally. Hey, you want to get access to Tesla stock? You're in, I don't know, whatever country, right? You can now. And you can do it through our app, and it's fractionalized, and you can do a lot more. You can do some DeFi activities with it. This opens up secondary and tertiary markets and much more. Guys, I hope you see where we're headed. I hope you see what these players are doing, right? And this type of news, unless you are looking for it and researching in crypto, it's not going to make the big headlines on Fox and CNN and whatever mainstream news network. Jim Cramer is not going to tell you about this, right? But it's the classic watch what they do, not what they say. And you are seeing the move towards getting all these things on the blockchain. And this is why crypto is here to stay. It's going to boom. And you have the opportunity, unlike any other asset class in history, to hold the tokens and to participate. And you don't have to be accredited. You don't have to be a VC or a hedge fund. You can simply buy a fraction of it and hold it. And the tokens obviously are a big part of the blockchains. You can't have the blockchains without the tokens, guys, especially if it's a public blockchain. Now, you can have private blockchains, and that's fine, but not everybody's going to use a private blockchain, and they're not going to be as valuable. And many folks try to create private blockchains, IBM, JP Morgan, of course. And guess what? Ain't nobody going to trust it because it goes back to the same walled garden problem. Why would I trust you? What's happening behind your doors? Put it on a distributed ledger system that you can validate transaction and is open to the public and is decentralized and all that, right? So very smart move by Coinbase here. Now, the folks at Ripple are backing a new association called the National Crypto Association. Stuart Alderati of Ripple tweeted out, "The NCA officially launches today, and I'm excited to join as president in addition to my role as chief legal officer at Ripple." What's the NCA going to do, you ask? It's putting a spotlight on real people and businesses using crypto every day. NCA is not a political organization. It's open to all, not limited to a specific project or protocol. So this is really great, building education and awareness to help people to understand the use cases and the utility around crypto, because, you know, there's a lot of sensationalized headlines out there. There's a lot of people who don't understand things, and human beings, when they don't understand something, they fear it, right? And they often have misconceptions about it. So education is so important. We had to do this with the internet, right? At one point, people were like, I'm never going to use the internet. I'm not going to shop online, right? I'm never going to use a smartphone. It happens with every technology. But with crypto, it's even worse because crypto involves finances and money and currency. And that is something that is hard for people to break through because they've been programmed and trained by the government and every facet of society. The only currency that you should trust is from the government. But that's only been a limited part of the history. Going back to human civilization, people use different forms of money and different means of exchange. And we are at a inflection point where that is changing. And the way we transact with each other will change. And the world is going through an epic change right now, guys. I mean, just think about this tech revolution starting with the internet. And then with blockchain and crypto now, because of that AI, and then robotics, because you couldn't really have proper robotics without the AI technology or the blockchain technology to police it. And all of that's going to lead to different types of exploration into space. This is why there's a big push now, the space race, right, with Elon and much more, because we have the technology to help us, the AI, the robotics, and the ability to transact and move value when we're not all in the same place. This is where digital currency that can't be hacked because of the blockchain comes into play. So you see how all of these technologies interlink, and the new economy, so to speak, the new way of doing things is upon us. It's a big change. And for many of us who are used to the old way or have experienced it, it's tough, right? It's scary. But for the new generation coming up, this is what they're going to know. Just like people who grew up, with the internet or any new technology throughout history, whether it be the automobile, electricity, airplanes, trains, right? There's a point where some folks were scared of those things, but time progresses, things move on. Technology always wins. Disruptive technology always wins, guys. So this is what's happening here. And now Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse also weighed in, saying Ripple is proud to support the launch of the National Crypto Association. Over the past few years, crypto has catapulted to the mainstream. Today, 55 million Americans hold and use crypto, and many more are curious, where and when and how can I use this tech in my life? The National Cryptocurrency Association, a chain agnostic, non-political nonprofit, is here to help by educating and raising awareness of all the utility that crypto technologies are bringing to real people every day. Now, final news item here, guys. Our friend Brian Brooks, who's of course been a crypto champion for a very long time. When he was at the OCC years back, you remember he greenlighted the banks to hold crypto. Now, ultimately, Elizabeth Warren and her cronies under the Biden administration shut that down, right? But now that's reopened. But Brian was ahead of the curve here, getting that done. And he's joining Axelar as an advisor. So pretty big here. It's good to see him back in the industry. He's been kind of quiet for a while. I think after the Binance US situation and everything, after he left like right away. He went to go work there and left, I think, because he saw things were not good. And I think since all those things have been put to bed, he's coming back into work in the industry and starting to do more. So great to see Brian is back. He's a very smart guy. I've been trying to get him on an interview for a long time, but he's a bit difficult to get. So you guys can tweet at him if you want me to get him on the podcast. But guys, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. And a great way you can support me in the podcast, guys, is by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It's 100% free. It's on Substack. Link will be in the description. Also, check out my book, Rethinking Crypto. It's available on Amazon in paperback and digital. And if you want to expand your crypto knowledge, guys, check out my new course at mycryptocourse.com. It is a comprehensive course that covers every aspect of crypto. What makes it unique, very different from any other crypto course out there, it includes expert commentary. You will hear from CEOs, founders, institutional investors. They're going to break down the different aspects of crypto for you. It includes full text write-ups, downloadable materials, and videos. Of course, you pay a one-time fee, you get lifetime access, go at your own pace, and you can share the login with your friends and family if you want. So it's packed with a lot of value, guys, from my experience and, of course, from the industry experts, the people who are literally building and investing in this industry. So if you'd like to learn more, go to mycryptocourse.com. Link will be in the description. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.